doesn't look like it. Joshua's going for the...
Lowering his height some more.
That hard. No, you can't take that from...
These aren't just knockouts. They're the moments boxing itself stopped breathing.
Kovalev's not even committing to it. Here it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's...
Punches so sudden that fans still argue whether they were skill or pure accident. What you're about to see isn't just brutality, it's boxing's most shocking turning points, where one punch changed everything. And at the end, you will see most dangerous KO moments that you've never seen before. So let's start with the first KO moment. In 1938, Joe Louis' demolition of Max Schmeling was more than a fight, it was America against Nazi Germany, and Louis carried the weight of a nation on his shoulders. He didn't just win, he annihilated Schmeling with a barrage of punches so ferocious that Schmeling's ribs shattered, his body crumpled, and he collapsed like a broken statue before the world's eyes.
Louis moves in. Ripping punches by the Brown Bomber sends Schmeling down again. A crushing right explodes off Schmeling's...
A knockout so devastating that it silenced an empire's propaganda in a single round. But if Louis versus Schmeling was boxing as war, the Griffith versus Paret fight was boxing as tragedy. In 1962, Emile Griffith's merciless assault on Benny Kid Paret became one of the sport's darkest nights. What started as a grudge match ended in horror, as Griffith, fueled by months of insult and humiliation, unloaded a savage flurry of punches. Paret pinned helplessly in the corner, his head snapping like a rag doll, the crowd screaming while the referee froze, and by the time Griffith stopped, Paret was unconscious, slumped, and never woke again.
Dr. Schiff is coming over to look at him. Paret has collapsed from exhaustion from that beating on the ropes.
And just when fans thought brutality couldn't be taken further, Sonny Liston showed the world what true intimidation looked like. Liston's cold destruction of Floyd Patterson was a demolition in its purest form, the heavyweight champion of the world, brought to his knees not once, but twice, in under 3 minutes. Patterson looked less like a fighter and more like prey caught in the jaws of a predator, humiliated and erased by a man whose fists carried the weight of doom itself.
Grazing right and a...
But Joe Louis wasn't finished writing his own book of nightmares either. In 1941, Billy Conn dared to trade punches with the Brown Bomber after outboxing him for 12 rounds, and that gamble cost him everything. One single right hand from Louis landed like a wrecking ball, collapsing Conn's body to the canvas in a heap. His title dreams erased in an instant of bone-crushing finality. And if Conn's collapse felt tragic, Jack Johnson's finish of Stanley Ketchel was nothing short of horrifying. In 1909, Johansson, already the most feared fighter on the planet, ended his battle with Ketchel with one thunderous punch that didn't just knock him unconscious, it knocked his teeth out, literally lodging them in Johnson's glove, leaving the fallen challenger sprawled lifeless in the dirt as fans gasped in disbelief.
Company, he's mad. Ketchel's excited, comes in wide open, takes the right square in the jaw. They're both down. Johnson gets up in the...
These weren't just knockouts, they were moments of violent poetry, savage masterpieces, where fists rewrote history, ended legacies, and reminded the world that inside the ring, mercy is a myth and survival is everything. When it comes to unforgettable knockouts, few moments stand out like Muhammad Ali's legendary finish of George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali let the monster puncher burn himself out, then unleashed a lightning-fast combination that dropped Foreman flat on his back.
Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman.
The king of destruction dethroned under the African night sky, his aura shattered forever. But long before Ali carved his legend, Floyd Patterson etched his own redemption story. After being humiliated by Ingemar Johansson in 1959, Patterson came back with a vengeance, landing a blistering left hook that knocked Johansson cold and made Patterson the first man in history to regain the heavyweight crown, proving that lightning fists could rewrite destiny. And while Patterson rose, George Foreman made his rise through sheer devastation. In 1973, Foreman destroyed Joe Frazier with a series of sledgehammer punches that lifted the undefeated champion off his feet and dropped him again and again, a mauling so savage that the commentator's famous cry,
About to end. 2 knockdowns in the first round of Joe Frazier. Down again. No saving by the...
But if Foreman's raw power defined the 72nd, the early 2000s had its own nightmare delivered by a South African underdog. In 2003, Corey Sanders shocked the world by flattening Wladimir Klitschko in just 2 rounds, unloading southpaw missiles that left the future heavyweight ruler glassy-eyed, stumbling, and helpless.
Long time to go in the round. Vladimir down a second.
His reputation shattered in a single night, and yet, nothing defined shock quite like Hasim Rahman's thunderbolt against Lennox Lewis. In 2001, Rahman, a 2-0-1 underdog, detonated a perfect right hand that landed flush on Lewis's jaw, dropping the champion stiff on the canvas in one of the most stunning upsets in heavyweight history. When modern fans talk about heavyweight thrillers, nothing captures the drama like Anthony Joshua's epic knockout of Wladimir Klitschko in 2017. After surviving a brutal knockdown himself, Joshua roared back with a vicious uppercut followed by a barrage of punches that sent Klitschko sprawling to the canvas, signaling the dawn of a new era as the old lion fell to the young champion.
Klitschko rally again. Is there anything left? It doesn't look like it. Joshua's going for the finish, and that might just be.
But if Joshua's rise was explosive, his fall came even faster. In 2019, Andy Ruiz Jr. shocked the world when he floored Joshua multiple times before stopping him in the 7th round. Leaving the boxing world stunned as the unassuming underdog became the first Mexican heavyweight champion in one of the greatest upsets in history. Years before that, another heavyweight terror delivered pure destruction in seconds. In 1996, David Tua wasted no time against John Ruiz, landing a monstrous left hook just moments into the fight that crumpled Ruiz instantly.
Big left hook and Ruiz in trouble. Tua comes right at him. Another big bomb and Ruiz is down. This could almost be over now.
A knockout so violent it became one of the fastest and most frightening heavyweight KOs ever seen. But knockouts aren't always about pure power. Sometimes they're about heartbreaking drama. In 1990, Julio Cesar Chavez broke Meldrick Taylor in one of boxing's most controversial finishes. After 12 rounds of punishing exchanges, Chavez unleashed a final flurry in the closing seconds, dropping Taylor and forcing the referee to stop the fight with just 2 seconds left. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat and leaving Taylor's career forever altered. And in more recent memory, Canelo Alvarez proved his own ruthless finishing ability. In 2019, he dismantled Sergey Kovalev with a single crushing right hand, folding the veteran light heavyweight on the ropes in shocking fashion.
Because Kovalev's not even committing to the... Here it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down.
Cementing Canelo's status as one of the most dangerous finishers of his generation. These moments remind us that in boxing, no lead is safe, no champion untouchable, and one punch can rewrite history in an instant. In 2005, boxing fans witnessed one of the most unforgettable comebacks in history when Diego Corrales clashed with Jose Luis Castillo. After being knocked down twice in the 10th round, Corrales looked finished, but instead, he bit down on his mouthpiece and unleashed a furious barrage that overwhelmed Castillo. Forcing a shocking TKO in a fight forever etched as one of boxing's greatest wars. But if Corrales' victory was about heart, Lennox Lewis's triumph over Mike Tyson in 2002 was all about dominance. Facing the once feared Iron Mike, Lewis kept him at bay with his jab before detonating a monstrous right hand in the 8th round that sent Tyson sprawling to the canvas. Signaling the end of an era as the heavyweight throne officially changed hands. Fast forward to 2009, and another heavyweight showdown ended in brutal fashion. David Haye dismantled Audley Harrison in just 3 rounds, unloading a vicious combination that left Harrison helpless on the ropes. a knockout so one-sided it effectively ended Harrison's career on the big stage. But not all heavyweight drama is so one-sided. In 2021, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder completed their trilogy in one of the wildest heavyweight fights ever. After trading knockdowns, Fury rose from the canvas and delivered a crushing knockout in the 11th round.
Taking supernatural strength.
Fury throwing that uppercut again. Oh!
Finally silencing Wilder and proving once again why the Gypsy King is one of the most resilient champions of all time. And before all these modern classics, one fight set the gold standard for pure violence. And there you have it, the most brutal knockouts that shook boxing history to its core. From underdogs flipping the script to legends proving their dominance, these were the moments that left fighters flat on the canvas and fans speechless. But remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you enjoyed reliving these shocking finishes, make sure to smash that like button, drop your favorite knockout in the comments, and subscribe because the next round of carnage is already on the way. Boxing never sleeps, and neither do the knockouts.